everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. Hope you all have had a great weekend. I know I am recording this late Sunday night, so I'm sure a lot of our squatties are sleeping. But this is the first opportunity. I'm like, I've got to say hi to all my friends. So, oh my gosh, my friends are hanging out. They're coming on. Hi, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Um, let's see who is here. Hold on one second. Hang on. Let's see who is here. Let me know if you guys are hearing me well. My mic is a little wonky, so let me know if you're hearing me. Let's see, Nash is here. Hello, Nash. She's like, I just saw the notification. I'm already on a waiting for you panel. Welcome, Nash and Mad World and Joyce. Karen M, our awesome moderator, is here. Hello, Karen M, and Angela and Debbie and Maverick. Hey, Maverick, holding up the Two Cents crew over here. And Everday and Robin and Veronica. Oh my gosh. Hi, guys. What are y'all doing up so late? Shouldn't you be in bed? Sonia and Valerie and Anna. Hi, guys. Bright Eyes BBJ. Oh, Bright Eyes BBJ is all here, bright eyed and bushy tailed. Oh, it's 7 p.m. where you are. If you don't want to say it's fine. But wherever Bright Eyes BBJ is, it's 7 p.m. Let's see. Oh, Nola Thando is here. Hello, Nola Thando, hanging out with us from South Africa. And Tony and Mira and Joyce. Oh my gosh. Hi, guys. I was literally, whenever I do these late things, I'm always thinking, I'm the only one who's going to be doing this. I'm going to be just doing it. And then tomorrow, when they get up, they will see it if they want to. But all of you guys are here. Vita and Power is here. Yes. Happy Father's Day to any of our fathers who are here or single moms who are both moms and dads, you know? So happy Father's Day to all of you. Little Mac is here. Hello, hello. Mashar is here. Lydia, hello, Lydia. Awesome moderator is here. Hi, guys. Janet and Joyce and Veronica. Oh my gosh. Somebody had Karen. Hi, guys. Wow. Again, why are you all up at this hour of the night? It's a work day tomorrow, people. But anyway, I'm just happy you're here. I'm happy you're here with you, and 116 of my favorite peeps are here, and hopefully more will come. And as we go along, more will come in. Hopefully, being night owls. But how are you guys doing though? How are things? With all the stuff that's been happening, how are you doing? Which is really, I wanted to just check in and see how it's going with you. And yes, I see you, Antoinette is here. And Veronica, wait, did I say Veronica before? I see you guys. And they're just saying hello to everybody. But yeah, so I just wanted to check and see how you are. Don't have much of stuff to say. I mean, our faves are under a tree somewhere in Montecito at their home, probably, celebrating Father's Day. But I love them being just peaceful under a tree, doing whatever they're doing in Montecito, or wherever in the world they are celebrating today. And so, obviously today is Father's Day, and oh, I just love these photos. I like girl dad Prince Harry and his two little ones. Oh, they're just so precious. So whatever they did today, I hope they just had a wonderful, wonderful time celebrating. And also to you guys, whatever you did today with your family, with your dads, hope you guys had a really special, special time. And so I as soon as I get off here, I have to confess I didn't call my dad yet. I'm like, oh, like, don't go to sleep. I have to call you. So yes, I was like working and stuff like that. And so I was like, okay, I gotta call my dad before the end of the night. So I'm not gonna be here until midnight. So I'll call him before. So hopefully he's still awake. But anyways, so whatever it is you were doing, hope you guys had a great time with your dad, or if your mom is a single mom, then she's mom and dad. So there you go. hopefully you guys had a great time. But yeah, I was thinking about, Harry, and just, oh, he is definitely a girl dad, but he's also a boy dad too. But I mean, if you remember that commercial he did for not commercial, but the little skit thing they did for Travelers with the New Zealand actors. I mean, it was really wonderful, and that's where he was wearing that girl dad T-shirt. But these photos are just so precious. They are just so absolutely precious, and obviously the one at the bottom was when baby Lilibet was born. Oh, just so, and that was, of course, we know from Harry and Meghan docu series. So, which is on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, if you are here and you haven't seen it, and you're a squatty, shame on you, because the rest of us have seen it about a million times now. So yes, um, let's see what else is happening. Oh, thank you, Karen M, for posting it today. Karen M posted our Suits. If you didn't know, Suits is now on Netflix, and I didn't know this. I knew of it. They said it was always on the USA channel, I think, in the US, and I learned today that it was on Netflix in other countries, but somehow it was not on Netflix in the US. So Netflix has, I guess, bought up the rights or whatever. But I think it's also on Peacock as well, whatever Peacock channel is. I've never seen it, but it's apparently there too. But Netflix has Suits for 2 years, so they have a 2-year contract to show it. So it's now, I mean, it started yesterday, and it's at number 3. So I'm telling you, Netflix, are whatever Harry and Meghan content is that they have on Netflix, always does so well. And so they have nothing to complain about with Sussex content, because, as we know, the Harry and Meghan docuseries was just the largest, or the best selling, or best viewed documentary ever on Netflix. So they have that. Also, they also had Live to Lead on there that did very well. I don't know the numbers for Live to Lead. I had never checked on that, but it did very well apparently. And now this, I mean, it's only been there one day, and it's already at number 3. And so everyone is now streaming. A streaming Suit, so I probably watch an episode by about midnight. So I don't know, maybe you guys, have you guys watched it? I mean, I'm assuming most people here have seen Suits before. I had not. I've seen probably about, I want to say, about 3 or 4 episodes of season 1, and so I've never seen the rest. So I will watch it. I will stream it. I know some squatties had like some streaming parties and all of those things, and I tried to go it, but my internet was so slow that I just got frustrated and left. And so I never really got to see it. So I will be. I think they have the first 9 seasons of it, and so, or something like that, I think. And so I think when Megan left, then they cut off. So they're going right up until Megan, I guess Megan's last episode. I guess they're like, well, if Megan's not there, there's no reason for us to keep it. So there you go. And so again, I've only seen about, I want to say, I don't, I'm probably being generous with myself by saying I've seen 4 episodes. So this will be my time to go in and see it. So very excited to, maybe one of these days I'll sit and binge watch, but I'll, at least see a couple of episodes tonight. Let's see. Lydia says, Pedal, you must make time. A really great show. I watched it from the start, and this was how I was aware of Meghan when she dated Prince Harry. Oh, okay. I didn't realize you knew of Meghan before. I didn't know that. So see, something I learned today. Thank you, Lydia. Like I said, before, I never heard of Meghan before I heard the news that she was dating Harry. I had no idea who she was at all, And so, yeah, no clue. I'd never heard of Suits before. I'd never, I don't watch television. I have not watched television in gosh, how many years? Probably 15 years or so. I don't know. So I never even heard of Suits. And so I had never heard of her or anybody on that show at all because I had not been paying attention to, television actors or anything like that. So I knew nothing. And so until I heard that Harry was dating this girl, and then, and I saw her and it's like, oh, okay, it's so cool. And it's funny, again, seeing her for the first time, I didn't know she was biracial. I didn't literally knew nothing about her. I never heard of her. So this will be, this will be my going back to the beginning and seeing, her. But I mean, the few episodes I saw was pretty cool. She wasn't in a whole lot of it because it was more about the guys, I think, when I saw it. So I guess Meghan, her role got bigger as the series went on, I would think. So yeah, but very exciting. Again, it's at number 3, with all the stuff in there to think that Suits, and a series that's been on for how many years, and the last time, I think it was what, 2-3 years ago was the last episodes, and to see it jump at number 3, this is amazing. I mean, talk about relevance. People want to see Meghan and Harry's content, no matter what the press says. Leslie F says she's never seen Suits. Yeah, there you go. Maverick has not seen it either. Maverick's like, I have never seen one episode of Suits. I will get it soon. Yes, jump onto Spotify, jump onto Netflix, and you shall see it. So yeah. And awesome, Leslie. Hello, Leslie, my dear, our legal scholar. um, let's see. Um, Oh, thank you, Beta. Oh gosh, I know. I feel horrible. I was just like, I feel so guilty. And then, it's horrible. Maybe I should have called him before I did the podcast. Because I was like, well, maybe I could do the podcast. And then I'll call. Oh, I just did the whole wrong thing. I am just like, totally did the wrong thing. I'm sure my mom is going to be like not happy with me when I call. It's like, oops, sorry. I'm not the best daughter at the moment. So there. Maverick says Netflix has made all their money back plus some from Harry and Meghan. Totally. I mean, just the Harry and Meghan docuseries. I mean, hello, So yeah, it's just amazing. So Karen M says Harry and Meghan is number 2. What do you mean, Harry and Meghan docuseries is number 2? I'm not sure. Explain a little bit. But yeah, it's amazing. They have really, really done well. I mean, they got their money's worth of the Sussexes, and of course, it's not only this. The Heart of Invictus is also going to be coming out in a couple of months at least close to the Invictus game, so that we all have that to look forward to. So Netflix is going to get their thing, and I know people were calling Netflix to see if they still have a contract with the Sussexes, and if the Heart of Invictus is going, and they're like, yes, it's going, even though they haven't put a date yet. It is going to be going, so it is a go for the Heart of Invictus. So it was just yeah, absolutely wonderful to see, their content do so well on this platform. Bright Eyes PBJ is like, I followed Meghan from Tig to the Suits to her capsule collection at Brightman department store in Canada. Oh, Bright Eyes PBJ was like all up into Meghan then. Awesome. I had never seen the Tig either. I've just seen some people, and it's so funny. Like, I don't even know how they're able to get this stuff, because she took down the Tig. So I don't know how people are able to access a site and access, unless they may have saved it or screenshotted it before she took it down. But I was just, it's always fascinating. Like, how did they get this? The site is down. Where did you find this stuff? But yeah. I was never around when Tig was there. At least I didn't know about Tig until much later. And so I never saw it live. So yeah. Sussex Rising says, I started rewatching it this weekend. Yep, there you go. So you are part of why Suits is number 3. So there you go. What else is happening? Let's see. Oh, Peter Jukes. Peter Jukes is the owner or co-owner and co-founder of Byline Times, which is we talk a lot about Byline Investigates, which is Graham Johnson's news outlet, and so it's kind of they kind of related in that Byline Times. Graham Johnson used to write for Byline Times, this news outlet, and I think he and Peter Juice had a bit of a falling out, and so he left Byline Times and went off and created Byline Investigates. So maybe they're patched up whatever disagreement they had, but yeah. So Byline Times and Byline Investigates are the two outlets in the UK that I usually read. They have great really great articles, a lot of it critiquing either the government or the press. And so he just started reading Spare. He says, only a couple of chapters in, but finding Spare by Prince Harry riveting and insightful, not only about the royal family, its ethos and cold manner, and the rapacious media, but wider upper class system itself through his days at Eton. And yeah, so it's great. It'll be very interesting to see when he finishes. I know people were advising him to, also get the audio, because to hear, obviously we know, to listen to Harry narrate his own story is amazing. So he is reading it. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to hear his review at the end. And again, like I said, people are still discovering Spare. 6 months later, people are still discovering it, and so glad he's having an opportunity to read it. They've been covering a lot with the trial and all of that stuff, and really, they're definitely in Harry's corner, and how they view the press, because they definitely expose a lot of stuff in the press. So kudos to Peter Jukes reading Spare. What else? All done. I closed my account today. It's so funny because the last live I did, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep it because I wanted to, listen to listen to the podcast again, because I love listening to the different episodes that I love. But then, I'm sure you guys heard of that, and I don't even want to say his name, or not, because he's a cloud chaser. He's a ridiculous, despicable cloud chaser. And went after the Sussexes. He is one of the executives for Spotify, and and I'm sure you guys heard what he did. Just the most unprofessional, despicable display for you think of someone that you would want on your team as representing your country, your business. And went after the Sussexes, calling them all of these derogatory names and stuff. And it was just like the most despicable display the most unprofessional thing I've ever heard. I had never heard of this guy before. I'd never heard of his name before. I never, and never heard of his podcast. I literally have no idea who this person is. And only to find out, because when that happened, and of course the British press picked it up, Deadline is the first that picked it up. Put a pin in Deadline, because it's not the first time. We talked about it the last time with Deadline using this British reporter to basically attack the Sussex's docuseries, Harry and Meghan docuseries, that, the BBC would never put that there because BBC would want, control of editing and all of that stuff. Out of nowhere, the most ridiculous nonsense article. Byline did no fact checking, and plus they, using a British reporter, they did nothing. And so they're for no reason attacking the Sussexes. And then of course, for no reason, they picked up the story from some outlet that I've never heard of to blast it all over. And again, but Deadline is, and I could be wrong, and I have to go back and check, because as I was just thinking about it, wasn't Deadline the same one that when Nate Parker, and you guys, you may remember this thing, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but when Nate Parker was up, he had this film, Birth of a Nation, and it was winning all of these awards, and it won Sundance, and everybody would, picked it for a shoo-in for an Oscar nomination. Actually, people were like, this is going to win the Oscars. And that ruffled a lot of feathers in Hollywood. And I think it was Deadline is the one that came out with this major expose that basically killed that film. And it was an expose about Nate Parker, and he had been charged with sexually attacking this woman. And they went to trial, and he was charged, and he went to trial, and he was acquitted. And so they brought this whole thing back up, and it just destroyed the film. It destroyed Nate Parker's career, has never recovered. He still is, working and stuff, but his career, filmmaking or as an actor, never recovered from that. And the sickening part about that, and I remember when it was happening, and I actually, I didn't watch the film because I was like, how could he do that? And wherever in the spectrum you stand with what happened with that whole situation, and it happened in college, he has always maintained that he was innocent. He was also, he was tried in a court of law and acquitted. And but and in those moments, even I didn't believe, because of the way how it was presented. I was like, oh no, oh no. But then when I started going back, I was like, you know what? There's something really messed up here, because in Hollywood, and this is a little bit of going away from all of this stuff. Just give me I'm going off on a tangent on this stuff, but it's just to sort of bring back what Deadline did. And so everybody at that time went after Nate Parker, because oh my gosh, how could he do such a thing, and all of that stuff. And then what happened? Birth of a Nation never got nominated. It killed his career, killed the film, everything. It did nothing at the box office, when this was the film that everybody was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing. Nate Parker was an up and coming rising director, and all of that stuff. Killed all of that, because how dare this man, this sexual abuser, this all of that stuff. And lo and behold, what happened? Hollywood gave that nomination. They gave it to what is it? Casey Affleck's film, and Casey Affleck actually even won Best Actor. And it's like it was called Manchester something, and Casey Affleck. And if you know anything about Casey Affleck, they were crucifying Nate Parker, the black guy, for this. And then what happened? They gave the award to Casey Affleck, who is also a sexual offender, who two women brought charges against him in court. And, they hushed it up and gave it to him. And Nate Parker, here is Casey Affleck, the white guy, getting the award, and Nate Parker, the black guy, his whole career is destroyed. And I think it all started with Deadline, doing, putting out that big expose on Nate Parker. And wherever you stand with that, it was just one of those things where it just felt like it wasn't about, for them, yes, wherever you stand with whatever happened with them, but putting out that expose wasn't about, them being like against, sexual attack or any of those things. It was more of, we don't want you winning this award. We don't want your film being nominated, and because they gave the best actor to also a sexual offender, and nobody said anything, and so it was one of those things. And I think when I saw the things that a Deadline is doing now, with just, it was only a few days earlier that Harry and Meghan docu-series is like, Variety put out, who they are thinking that is a shoo-in for nomination for the Emmy Awards. The voting started on the 16th. It's when a couple of days before that voting, when the Deadline started with their, putting out that negative article about Harry and Meghan docuseries, the bogus article from the UK. And then, Deadline is the one that put out this thing with this horrible Netflix executive. And so it really triggered like a memory of what they had done. And I again, I could be wrong. I have to go back and double check. But I do think it was Deadline that put out that expose that killed Nate Parker's film. And it feels like the same thing that's happening. They're targeting the Harry and Meghan docuseries. So and that could just be my conspiracy theory, that they're targeting it so that, let's put as much negative around it so people wouldn't vote for it. And that's how it feels. And again, I could be totally wrong, and again, I have to go back to just clarify that it's deadline, but it feels the same way when you put out a lot of negative stuff. When people are voting for something, for me, they're a lot less likely to vote for it. And so it's just me, and that could just be my conspiracy theory, but we'll see. And hopefully people vote for it. It's a great documentary. But so that's I'm sorry, I got all into Deadline and their whole mess. But anyways, coming back to this mess with Spotify, it just like I just I'm like, I don't understand how with this executive guy, like how you could do what he did. It's just I've never seen something that unprofessional in my entire life, but he did. And the sick part of that is Spotify has been silent. They have not said a word to either distance themselves from it or to correct him or anything like that. They have not said a word. And maybe because, and in my mind, I was thinking, well, maybe because it's Friday, news outlets are not usually there on the weekend. So maybe they're waiting until Monday. And, but the more I think about it, it's like, you know what? No, I don't want anything to do with this outlet at all, because it's just like, if it was my company, even though it was weekend, I would put out a statement and say something unless they agree with what he does. And again, this guy, if you don't know this guy, I'm not even going to say his name. Apparently he had a podcast uh, platform, and he sold it to Spotify for $200 million. And so he is still, so he is now like the head of, I don't know, one of the money titles at Spotify. And so yes, he is, responsible for bringing in money. And so losing Harry and Meghan, their contract, and also them taking their intellectual property, I mean, I would assume, that riled them up. But again, even though, and it turns out that this is something that this guy always does. Apparently he worked for ESPN, and he did the same thing at ESPN, really attacking their leadership and attacking people in the NFL and stuff. And then ESPN fired him. I think some other business that he worked with, again, they did the same. He did the same thing, and they fired him. And apparently this is a pattern for him. Doing stuff like this is a pattern. And also cloud chasing. He does those kinds of stuff like that to get attention, even though he's a multimillionaire. He does this kind of thing to get attention. And so I am not even going to say your name at all in any sense of the word. But it was just really, really sickening. And so for me, I'm like, no, I don't want to. And turns out, apparently, and which is another part that was concerning to me as well, it turns out that he is also repped by WME, the same agency that Meghan signed with. And they haven't said anything either. And so part of me is like, So I don't know if maybe tomorrow they'll say something. I have no idea. But I'm like, well, how are they going to handle that as well? Are they going to protect Meghan? Because as big as WME is, I remember when Terry Crews was with that agency, and one of their agents sexually harassed him at a party, and he outed them during the Me Too era. And WME did nothing. They did nothing. Terry Crews laid out, in public what happened to him and how humiliated he was and all of that. And he did it in front of his wife, and, blatantly do it at a party, sexually harass him. And WME did nothing. And so my concern is, are they, are they going to do something? Are they going to say something about what this guy did? Are they going to, let him go? Are they going to do anything? Because I'm like, they didn't do anything with Terry Crews. They literally have said, when he did that, they didn't, you would think they would let go of the agent. Nope, they didn't. he was representing people like Emma, what is it? Emma, I forgot what her last name is, white actress. I don't remember what her last name is, but and a bunch of other, big name stars he was representing. And WME did nothing. They did not reprimand him in any way. I think, and I have to go back, but I think he eventually left WME. But it's one of those things. I'm like, will they protect a black woman? And they look, yes, biracial, but she's black. Will they protect her? And I know some people think, WME is gods and Ari is the god and all of that stuff of being an agent. And I'm like, look, I hope they do something and prove that, because for me it's like, okay, if it was a white girl that would they have done something different? Would they have said something by now about this situation? Again, that's their client. And so I know some people think like, they're going to protect Meghan from all, and it's like, I don't think so. I don't think they are. They are agents. They're here to find her job. Here to find them job. They're not publicists. They're agents. They're there to make sure that Harry and Meghan and Archwell, not Harry, but Archwell and Meghan get work so that they can be paid. So so that's their job, is not to, some people think that, since Meghan is signed with them, press. And it's like, that's not going to happen. And as you can see, it hasn't changed anything, because look at all the press, what the press has been doing. Again, we have to bring down our expectations of thinking they're going to be the savior of the Sussexes. They're not. They're just agents. They are agents to get them to get them contacts, to get them, deals, and help them with their their contracts as they signing deals with different companies and stuff like that. Or that's what they do. They're not publicists to fend off the press and other places that that will usually, especially the British press, that would bring out all their nasty coverage. So I just want to put that out there, that I don't believe that they are there to do that. They are not there to protect the Sussexes in that way. But for me, the thing that concerns me is that this guy is, they represent him, and are they going to do something about that? Again, it brought me back to what with Terry Crews, how they did nothing. And so we will see. They said Meghan is their prized possession. They really were doing everything to get her. Let me see them prove it. So we shall see. Again, this is a white guy who's a multimillionaire, so we'll see what will happen. But Spotify, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. And it's very funny because people are like, oh, Harry and Meghan are fired, and it was all this big negative thing. And I don't know if you guys were on Twitter today or not, but all I could say was, thank you, God, that Harry and Meghan are no longer with Spotify. And I even posted about it. And I'm like, I hope they know what's going on in Spotify today, so that they can look at each other and laugh and be like, thank God we're not part of that. Because, of course, Joe Rogan, Twitter's top podcaster, has been spreading all of his misinformation and conspiracy theories and all the nutcase things that they've been doing since COVID. And so they've been spitting out all the lies about vaccines and stuff the last few days. And so a doctor, was like, challenged them about like, look, this is misinformation, So Joe Rogan then put out this challenge to the doctor, that the doctor should come on his show and debate one of the Kennedy, I think it's Robert Kennedy or whichever one of them, who is one of those anti-vaxxers who is running for president. And so Joe Rogan put out a challenge to the doctor to come on his show and debate this anti-vaxxer. This doctor is a guy who developed medicine and vaccines for poor countries and stuff like that, third world countries. Like, he's gonna take his time to come on Joe Rogan's show to debate an anti-vaxxer, And so Joe Rogan puts out this challenge, and what does Joe Rogan, the goons that follow Joe Rogan, do? They have all been attacking this guy all day. abusing him online all day. One of them literally showed up to this doctor's house to challenge him as to why he's not going on Joe Rogan's show. I mean, it has been sick what is happening. And then not only that, Elon Musk jumping on it, attacking the doctor as well. I mean, it is just sick. And Spotify has done nothing. They have been silent. And so when I saw this, I was like, oh no, I'm out, And so I know that the other squatties on Twitter were all canceling their memberships as well. I mean, I was gonna keep it, so but now I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. So I'm hoping that Harry and Meghan are, that they are like laughing and really thanking their lucky stars that they are not on Spotify with Spotify today, because we know that they had put out a statement before about Joe Rogan and the lies and misinformation he's been telling during COVID. So they must be thanking their lucky stars that they're not part of that. They don't have to deal with Joe Rogan and his mess and still being partners with Spotify. So I am very happy to see that. Quickly go. Let's see what else is happening. Oh, yes. Apparently, there was a trooping of the color yesterday. Did you guys know? Did you remember that there was trooping of the color? Because if you looked at the front pages of the British press, there was not one single front page. And I'm telling you, their own reporters were commenting on this mess, that there was not one front page that had anything with the trooping of the color. Now, I don't know. I'm assuming in between the front page and the back page, there's some mention of the, trooping the color, which was supposed to be Charles's birthday, where he celebrates his birthday. This grand thing where they fly over, where the jets were, flying in formation to spell out his CR, like, Charles Regina, whatever they call that thing. And it was, supposed to be this grand thing. And, from the pictures I saw, apparently that whole plaza thing, there were people there, a few thousand people there, but definitely not packed with people. There were a lot of spaces empty there. And then, we remember that whole balcony, this is the big grand thing that Meghan and Harry are not allowed to be on the balcony. We know, from last year how, they were only all of it, the only people that were allowed on the balcony were the working royals, and that's it. And so all the press, I remember that whole thing. All the press was like, yeah, Harry and Meghan are not welcome on the balcony. They wanted only a stream. They wanted, Charles wanted this downsized, the working royals. He wanted a streamlined monarchy. He only wanted the people who were working for the monarchy. And the press was like, yes, yes, yes. Anything to shut out Harry and Meghan. And this is what they ended up with yesterday. This had to be the most sorry thing. I didn't even see this until today. I was like, oh my gosh. This is the most sorry looking thing I have ever seen in my life. This is the grand balcony that Harry and Meghan are not, they are not allowed on. This is supposed to be the grand thing. And you would think this is what they would put on their front page. And none of it is on their front pages. Even their tabloids that, part of the Rota, that's their PR team. Nobody talking about it. And one of our wonderful squatties mentioned, actually, a couple of reporters, they were commenting on it. And this is what they said. I'm just going to move myself from here so I could read it. Victoria Arbiter, yes. Apartheid Barbie herself. I guess her lashes have grown back. She's commenting on it. She says, as I said in my column, the king's desire to promote a slimmed down monarchy remains firmly intact, but many would have liked to have seen the extended family on the balcony today, given the occasion. It's one where I think the royals en masse would be welcomed by the public. Really? Oh, really? Phil Dampier, also one of those royal reporters, can't help thinking just the hardcore working royals on palace balcony is a mistake. People love the rare chance to see the obscure family members trooping the color. There was a lack of sense of fun as a result. Hashtag King Charles. And it's just like, wait a minute. Y'all were screaming last year with this grand thing. The grand thing was to the Sussexes are not allowed on this balcony. This was the thing. So they eliminated everyone there just to keep the Sussexes out. The press was happy. Everybody was happy that the Sussexes were out, even though the balcony looked a mess. It was boring and horrible. They were happy because it was only white royals. And then this year, it's like, well, maybe now now that we know, and that's what the squatty was saying. Now that they're sure that Meghan is not going to be on their balcony, all of a sudden they're embracing. Well, maybe we can have the wider royals and the ones that the people don't really see. There's no fun in it anymore. Now that they know they're not going to have a black person on the balcony, which is what this really is. They don't want a black face on that balcony. They don't want it. It's all white. So now it's okay to have the wider family be a part of the balcony, because now that they show Meghan is not going to be there. It's so sickening. And I mean, this is this is pathetic. This is utterly pathetic. And now you know why it didn't end up on the front pages. Now you know why it is not ending up on the front pages. And it's just, it is just the hypocrisy of all of this. That these people, now that they know that, again, that the Sussexes, especially Meghan is not going to be there, all of a sudden, they want their family members to be there. If the Sussexes were in the UK, you think they would have been saying that? No, they would not have been saying that. Not only that is, anytime anything happens, for example, the trooping yesterday, if the Sussexes had done anything, like you see them or they put out a photo or whatever, the whole of the press would have gone crazy, attacking Harry and Meghan for everything. Just the fact that they're mere breathing, they would have been attacked. But what happened yesterday? Prince Charles or King Charles's birthday, the trooping of the colors yesterday, Prince William decide, he's going to use that opportunity to give his first interview. His first sit-down interview of the year, I guess, with Roy and Nico. And again, instead of, you would think trooping of the color, that would be on the front pages. They kicked King Charles off the front page. Well, they never put him in there. And most of the front pages, especially in, their Rhoda front pages, all had Prince William instead. Not only did Prince William decide, I know it's your birthday and I know it's your trooping. Not only did he decide to do a interview, he then recently released new photos of him and his kids for Father's Day. And that was what was on all their front pages. And can you imagine, again, if that was Harry and Meghan? Nobody has said a word. Nobody has, a couple of, as you can see at the top, a couple of their own royal reporters. Again, these are their papers. These are their Rhoda. And that's why I'm putting it there. This is their paper. King Charles and Camilla's paper doing this. And they kicked him to the curb and put the future monarch on their front cover. And it was very interesting because I think if it was Harry and Meghan, the hate that would have gone to them, but it's William. So they can't do, because they want to keep access to William. So even though they know that what William done is okay, this is not quite right, there is no hate. But this is how they frame it. Rhiannon Mills from I think she was from either Sky or ITV. I think it's Sky. Interesting how many papers have used the Father's Day photo of Prince William and not a picture from Trooping the Color. Can't imagine it'll go down well in certain parts of the palace, especially with the homelessness story getting more front page coverage than the King's big day. Interesting. Richard Eden, who hates the Sussexes and who basically worships at the feet of, the royal family, especially like William and Kate. Curious decision by Kensington Palace officials to release sweet picture of Prince William and his children in time to knock King Charles off the front pages on his first Trooping the Color. And that was the thing. It was all about, what Harry and Meghan are going to do to distract from King Charles, to distract from his big birthday. And here is William. They're doing an interview, putting his, giving them new photos of his kids, and King Charles is nowhere to be seen. And we've seen, and I'm talking about this because don't be surprised as to what is going to be leaked about William. We saw what Charles and Camilla did to Kate and her family, which, obviously, yes, I have no proof, but, judging from when Kate upstaged them and all that nasty that came out about Kate's family, that's still coming out about Kate's family, it will be very interesting to see how Charles and Camilla will handle this, because how they feel, and Harry talks about how Charles and Camilla feels about being knocked off or upstaged, and being knocked off the front pages of their own tabloids on his birthday, on his first Trooping the Color. This is a big deal for Charles. What it must feel like to not have one single picture for them. So I put this there to just so as to put a pin on, stick a pin in it, because don't be surprised about the stuff that may come out about William, because Charles and Camilla is not going to take this lying down. Very interesting. And it's funny because Prince William's whole thing is, we had William's, like, his basic things like racism must end. He also had the Will's Middle East peace is my life's mission. And somehow I think William forgot about those two, the ending racism and the Middle East peace, because now William are under, I will end homelessness. And it's just so funny because I'm like, sure, William, you have all this property from the duchy that you've been saying since last September that you're going to, make sure that the homeless have homes there, and you're still saying it's something you're going to do, and you haven't really done anything. I know one of his partners at Centerpoint opened a home that can help teens, not be on the street and all of that stuff. But William has yet to open up any homes or land or anything on the duchy, duchy farms or wherever, to give to the homeless. And so we're still waiting. It's like, this has been since last September that he's been saying this. And it's like, actually, he's been saying it before, because he was saying that, when he becomes the Prince of Wales, he'll do this. Well, he's been Prince of Wales since last September, and it's something he's going to do, so very interesting. But I think the whole thing is this, I'm going to cure things, I'm going to end it. And it's just like, sure, William, sure. Anyway, it's just, very, very interesting that it's come out in the last couple of days. And it's just like, again, it would be very interesting to see how the, Charles and Camilla handles being completely upstaged. Even when they were standing together, you have, Kate in this bright green outfit that, all eyes are going to go on Kate because everybody else is in that red outfit. And so it will be, keep your ears and eyes open, because it'll be very, very interesting. So I'm going to jump in the chat, see what you guys are saying. And Madwell said, I was talking to Sonia, it used to happen to my sister after her vacation. I had set up alerts. Wait, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Maybe that's a private thing between the two. You two, will just leave that with you guys. Sawboss TV says, how will William end homelessness? Maybe not. How will William end homelessness? Maybe not taking the public purse. Well, there you go. That would be interesting. Well, now that he has the Duchy of Cornwall, hello, there are tons of homes there, that he can give, or land they could build stuff for the homeless, but don't expect any of that stuff happening. Right now, William, just a couple of days ago, he was mourning in the press about not being able to move into Prince Andrew's 30-room home because his little 5-bedroom, I think 4 or 5-bedroom cottage is too small for them. Again, William has 4 properties and 5 homes and still want Prince Andrew's home, because, that cottage, that 5-bedroom cottage is just too small. They can't entertain people there as they want to. you know. Never mind they have use of the Windsor Castle that's right next door, but they need Andrew's 30 room home, and Andrew's like, no, I'm not moving. I have never agreed with Prince Andrew in my entire life, and on this one, I'm like, you stay right there. Don't give it to them. They already have, again, 4 properties and 5 homes. So, um, lit for Sussex says tabloid a royal family war for front page notoriety. Which maybe I need to change my title to this because it's definitely a war. It's a definite war for the front pages of the tabloids. It's really, really like, oh my gosh, you know. Um, Saren says, she's always talking to Gerens, said it's about Father's Day. I'm not sure what you mean if you're talking about William's article, but yeah. Penny says, William will end homelessness. His brother objects. I'm not sure what you mean by his brother objects, um, Penny. So maybe you can explain. Let's see. Let's see who else is chatting. Karen says, is today Father's Day in the UK too? Yes, apparently. And apparently, someone was saying that it's not a tradition, it's something that came over from America. But yeah, today's Father's Day. I guess it's probably, around the world is Father's Day, I guess. I don't know. Jaron says, where is Kate in that picture? Good question. I guess they just want to prove, do the children and the dad because his dad's there. Normally, it would have been Kate taking that picture, but Kate didn't even take the picture apparently. So who knows where Kate is? And that picture was taken, they said, earlier this year. What it seemed like they do is that they have a press day or a picture day where they take a whole bunch of pictures and then sort of, with different events, will use the same pictures. It looks like, oh, they just took this picture, and it's like, no, they have picture day, and then they go take a whole bunch of pictures, and then for different events they use the same pictures. So, which is what they did, with the last set of pictures. This is exactly what they did. Let's see. Dolores says Meghan never said anything about running for president, but it puts the fear of the in the right wing, um, in Britain and the United States. Remember, Harry and Meghan have great following of younger generation. Yeah, they are very, especially in the UK, they are very, very much obsessed with Meghan running for president. I don't know why. There is just this obsession about her running for president or reviving Tig, or I mean, it's just like they have very weird obsessions. And so, yeah, they're very much. Meghan never said anything about running for president. She never said anything about running for office, But because, she studied international relations and stuff like that, they just, I guess, assumed that, that's something, that they want. And they better hope she doesn't because of how they treated her. Whew. If she's president of the United States, my deuces, Britain. Let's see. Little Max says, also, isn't it interesting that Kate is not in the picture, showing William a loving dad, maybe single dad. Who knows? I don't know what's going on with them. Different people have different take on what's going on in their relationship. I have no idea. I have no idea. It ain't my business. I have no idea. Again, I can only see from what they show. And yes, she's not in the picture, but other times they show them together. So who knows? Who knows? Time will tell. Let's see. Kim Coates says these were old photos from Louis' birthday. There you go. See, so these they've already used I guess Louis' part of this for his birthday. Yeah, they do a press day and then they just use the same photos for a bunch of different things. Unbelievable. There's no spontaneity there at all. So, thank you, Kim Coates. Let's see. Let's see. Scrolling up. Lit for Sussex says William is trifling. He knows how to ruffle his father's feathers. I'm telling you, it just is one of those things. Again, if Harry and Meghan had done anything at all, like breathe in public, you would have heard how much abuse they would get. And here's William, complete disregard for his father's birthday celebration, everything complete. He's like, I'm doing an interview. It's on front page. I'm giving you pictures, and they all kick Charles to the curb. Even again, the four, actually the four, the two reporters that I think they are Daily Mail and Sky Report. They are staunchly royalists. They are staunch royalists. And so if they're like, this is interesting, they know there's a problem. They know, and as Rihanna and Sky said, this is not going to go down well. And William had to know that. And the thing is, he doesn't care. And so no matter how much the British press, they want to claim that, that William and Charles's relationship, they are so close since Harry left, and they have this strong bond since Harry left. Lies. Lies, lies, lies. William has never respected Charles. They've not had a good relationship at all. Maybe they had spurts where they're doing a little better than other times, but William has never respected Charles. Even their own royal reporters writing. I mean, we've read what Robert Jobson's account of William's relationship with his father, with the Queen, all of them. William has no respect for them at all. And so that's why he could feel told perfectly fine to do this. I mean, we saw at, that little video of him at the, the coronation, where he literally had to say, two lines, and he didn't even take the time to memorize 2 lines. And you're like, are you serious? Or 2 lines, or is it a sentence? Whatever it was. It was just a few words, and William didn't. I mean, he's had all this time to memorize that, and this man had to look at a cue card. He did not even think it was important enough for him to memorize it. And so this is, I mean, talk about disrespect. Again, if this was Harry and Meghan, how would they have reported on this? It, interesting would not have been the words they'd be using at all, Let's see. And of course, one of the things that we see again with them using their children, it's so funny. There's a photo, someone posted a photo and yesterday of little Louis's outfit that he was wearing, like some red shorts, and I don't know if it's black or blue, the jacket and stuff. And they posted a photo of Harry around the same age. And it's the same outfit. They dressed them exactly as how Harry was dressed. And you see it already. The press has already put Willie in the box. He is the jokester, the court jester. Basically what they've done is they're recreating Harry. They're recreating Harry, and it's really, really sick to see. It's just like, I don't understand. For William to have lived through, and to be present and to see what happened with Harry and how he was treated, and for them to do the same thing to his son, it's just they're doing the exact same thing. And now it's like, oh, Louis is so cute. He stole the show. It's the same thing. It's the same thing they're doing to him is what they're doing to Harry. Because when they need someone to throw under the bus, that's who they'll be showing. The narrative is already there for that little child. And it's unbelievable to see them do it in real time. All I gotta say is thank God Harry took his kids out of there. Just like, thank the Lord. Let's see. Who else is talking? Jasbo64 is wondering, why are you quoting Arbiter, Sussex hater? Stop giving her publicity, please. Well, thank you, Jasbo64, but I quoted her because it was relevant to what we're talking about. That's why I quoted her, and yes, we know We know that Victoria, we know Victoria Arbiter, apartheid Bobby, we know who she is. But sometimes it's relevant to what I'm talking about, so that's why I used it, because I was pointing out hypocrisy, and hopefully it made sense after I talked about it, that you understand why I quoted her, because she literally said that, and I could pull it up, and instead of paraphrasing, I could read exactly her words. So hopefully it made sense. Let's see. Oh, Sussex Rising, I think you're it today. They locked the old dude out. Something went very wrong with those colonizers. What old dude? Did I? I didn't. I mean, I only saw like it was like a little clip on Twitter, but I don't know. She's like they locked him out on the balcony. I mean, I would assume somebody went and got him. That is funny. Let's see. And Sawbus TV says, just waiting the UK taxpayers now over 1 billion and counting in the last year. I mean, they have been, all of these, pageantry and all of that stuff that they're doing. I mean, so much money has been spent in it, and it's just like, what is the return on that? What is the return on you investing all that money into the royal family so you can do all this pomp and pageantry, and then you don't even bother to put it on your front page? So if you don't care about it, why should the rest of the world care about it? You know, and you've basically wasted all this money for what reason? For what reason? So anyway, beat about is like pathetic balcony view is definitely pathetic. Absolutely, absolutely pathetic. Let me scroll down a little bit. Oh my gosh, it's already 11. So we're almost done. So let's see. Let's see. Oh, Michelle says the Queen's cousin was locked out. The Duke. Are you serious? He was really locked out. The Duke of Kent. Oh my gosh. Was locked out on the balcony? That is terrible. Did they show somebody coming to get him? Oh my lord. Litfissa says, you're it, right? The Prince of Kent was sent to the lower balcony. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. Little Max says, Michelle, I had the same feeling about that kiss. William looked like he was forced to kiss his dad against his will. It's like a Judas kiss, isn't it? It's like you kiss him, but you're in your heart, you're like, ugh. Yeah, for me it was just like, again, when you didn't even have to take the time to memorize 2 lines that you're supposed to say to this father that you're pledging allegiance to, that speaks volumes. So when I saw this is not a surprise. And again, knowing that how the British press lie about whatever relationship they're trying to promote, yeah, I don't believe that any of them that claim that William and Charles has a good relationship. It's obvious they don't. Saren said he went through another oh my gosh, poor man. He's an elderly man and he works. I mean, he goes out there and do his thing. So that's so sad. Hope he didn't have to stay out there long. So yeah. Callie Jen says, oh, well, thank you. Petal, this is your podcast. Discuss whatever you want. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Lori says, these hardcore royal reporters, by writing about Will's outstanding Charles, are confirming what Harry said about his father and Camilla. Charles does not like the limelight on someone other than him. I know. And if it's the one day you don't want to take the spotlight away from him, is going to be when he's celebrating his birthday on his first Drooping the Color. This was all supposed to be about Charles. So again, stick a pin in there, as Rachel Maddow usually says, because you never know what the palace would be leaking, or somebody would be leaking about William coming. If I were William, I'd go hide under a bed and stay there for a while, because again, we saw what they did to Kate. So, but yeah, it's just like, they should have read Harry's book, because just in case they forgot how Charles is when he spotlight is taken away from him. Let's see. Mira says, Petal, it's like Harry said, they are blank canvas until the press assign a role that fits you. Exactly, which is exactly what they've done to Louis. I mean, this, oh, I can't even. It's just so sickening to see them do this to a child. It is just so, infuriating is the word I want to use. Absolutely infuriating. And Fu, hi, Ann says, hey, hero Harry and his family is out of that pigsty. Good riddance to bad rubbish. Here, here. So there. Karen Warner says, wait, suits my ninth time. Whoa, what suits my my 10th time? I laugh, I cry. It's good. A wonderful storyline and teachable. Prince Harry and his in the front Prince Harry and his in front the courthouse remain me seen right out of Suits. Oh. Now I understand what you're trying to say. Prince Harry, when he was walking outside the courthouse with his attorneys. Yes, few people have mentioned that it looked like a photo from Suits. Yes, because they were all looking so fly in their fancy suits and everything, all shoes all polished. And then David Sherborne with his that tie thing that he, I guess that's like a lawyer thing that or barrister tie thing around his neck, and all of that stuff. They really looked amazing. And so, yes, a lot of people have said that it looked like a photo from Suits. So, yes, thank you, Karen. Let's see. Saima Khan. Hi, Saima. Saima says, William is so invested to the crown that he doesn't care what's happening to his family. It's scary to watch it. And again, it's playing out right in front of our eyes. And nobody's saying a word. No one is saying a word. Right now it's, oh, he's so cute and adorable. He just stole the spotlight again. Also, look out, Louis. Stealing his spotlight from your grandfather. Let's see. Yes, Michelle says when Willie's kissed his father on the cheek, it reminded me of when Judas kissed Christ on the cheek. Yes, exactly. And Christ says, Judas, you betray me with a oh, that's right. I forgot that. He says, yes, Judas, you betray me with a kiss. Chuck had a look in his face that he knew. He had to know. He had to know. I remember when Harry and Meghan just got married, and I think Charles was just celebrating his birthday, and they had like an event for him. And, I think Harry and Meghan delayed their honeymoon so they can attend, because William didn't go. There was something for another one of his birthday when they had asked both William and Harry to write something or say something good about their father. William declined. He refused to do it. So with the reporters now like, oh, William and Charles are so close. Lies, total lies, absolute lies. Kim Coates says, the Louis clothes are protocol. Little boys don't wear long pants until age 6. Well, yes, protocol, but they dressed him in exactly the same outfit that Harry wore. The same colors, they put they put both pictures alongside each other, and he's a carbon copy of Harry when Harry was little. And so, yeah, I don't know who this, they like, can you all put some long pants on this child? The short pants thing is such nonsense. This poor child in the wintertime running around in short pants because he's not 6. Oh, goodness. Talk about a protocol that just needs to go away. But what am I, let's see. Sonia says, William should know that there will be some stories coming out soon from the palace sources. I think William is the kind that will physically abuse his dad. Well, I don't know. I suspect William will knock Charles out Oh my gosh, I hope not. We saw what he did to Harry, and William's temper is legendary now. We saw him attack Harry. Now, I don't, I have no evidence of him physically attacking Charles. Verbally, yes. Verbally, yes, screaming at him. Apparently, Camilla had to, jump in and protect Charles from his verbal abuse. So William's temper against, especially those he considered inferior to him, which includes his father for some reason, like they said, William loves to be shown deference, but he shows deference to no one, you know and he thinks of himself, like when the queen was alive, he thought of himself as the heir apparent and not Charles. Like, so he did not respect Charles at all, but he wants to be shown deference by others, especially those who are, he considered beneath him. So let's see. um Shelly. Hi, Shelly Cool. I don't think I've seen you here before. I like that name. I'm hoping that's how you say it, Shelly Cool. Shelly says, but I think Britain has the assumption of Princess Meg new management the assumption of Princess Meg's new management handles political figures is where they're getting it from. Well, they have been saying this long before Meghan signed with WME. They've been saying this for years, that Meghan is going to run. They could literally convince themselves that that's what she's going to do, that she's going to be run for president one day. And so, yeah, but that call came long before WME thing just came out like a month ago or something like that. Yeah. So, yeah. Um, let's see. Scrolling up to see what else. Penny Christopoulos. Penny says, I can't see Willie and Kate divorce. Kate will play the misplaces spouse, just like King Edward. She doesn't have the backbone that Diana had. I mean, again, I don't know what's going on in their personal life. There do seem to be, some distance there, but I have no idea. So, but yeah, she's the mother of two, of the heir after William. So I don't see her going anywhere. You know, I do, would I be shocked if their relationship outside? No, I would not be shocked at all. I mean, hello, his mother and father, had their relationship, in the same way, they lived together, or at least they coexisted together until they couldn't stand it anymore. And they're like, we want out, so yeah. Let's see. Um, hmm. Penny again says, the fact being she could. She's a citizen. One spouse doesn't have to be a citizen. Cough, cough, Melania. Oh, Melania. I mean, she could, but Megan has never, she had never, shown any interest or said she was interested in running for president. The British press, when they get stuff, reporters in the British press, when they get stuff in their head, they just like convince themselves of things, and you're like, how did you even get to that? And for them, it's true for them, it's facts. Whatever fantasy or imaginary person that's in their head, tell them this stuff. I mean, Megan has never said or done anything to say she's going to run for president at all, other than encouraging people to vote. But unbelievable. Let's see. Going up. Let me go scroll all the way down and see if there are more down there. Adrian says William needs some serious help, and Kate is not leaving the monarchy. She worked hard. She worked too hard for it. She definitely worked hard to get William. So, since she's married, I don't know how hard she works. It doesn't look like a whole lot. But yeah, I don't think Kate is going anywhere. She's like, look, I birthed two heirs. I am going nowhere. So there. Um, let's see. Michelle says the one time Willie kissed Megan on her cheek is what drove him to attack Harry. He remembered how she smelled and was Michelle, did you make up this whole fantasy thing? Harry said his favorite smell was his wife. LOL. Allegedly, allegedly. Michelle just make up. She just came up with a whole thing. Allegedly, allegedly, that he fell in love with Meghan's scent, and that's why he knocked down Harry. Now, look, I've said this before that William's hatred of Meghan, it does not seem like it's not just I hate this person. There is a thing there where it's kind of like that unrequited, like you want someone and they don't want you or you can't have them, and then it turns to hate. That's what it appears with William, and it's like this kind of a hatred that you're like, okay, this is somebody that you want and you can't have. Again, I will go with Michelle, allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. But that's how it comes up. I mean, I've talked about it before. That's how it comes across to me. Totally how it comes across to me. So yeah. Adrian says, hi, Pedal. Kid is not leaving. Waiting 10 years is hard work. She was so right. Yep, she waited 10 years to marry that man. She's not going anywhere. It's like, I am invested in this. So yes. Mara, oh yes, Mara's like reminded me I have to call my dad. So I'm gonna end this shortly because I want to call him before midnight. So thank you, and she put it in all caps to make sure I do. I am a horrible daughter. I am so sorry. Hopefully my mom isn't listening to this and be like, why did you call? And it's one of those things when I hear when I hear my last name, I know I'm in trouble. Whenever she calls me by my Pedal Weeks. And it's just like, okay, I am in trouble. So I don't want that. So there. A couple more before we end. Let's see. Laurie says, just my opinion, all these bad news reported in the tabloids is a way to make Kate and her family look bad and negatively impact on the royal family, giving Will good reason to get rid of her. I've heard people say that too, but honestly, I don't see Kate going anywhere. I really don't. I could be wrong. I mean, Princess Diana left, but I don't. Again, I don't know. Again, I don't know the ins and outs of their relationship, so it must stay out of it. It must just stay out of it. So there. But yeah, I mean, I don't see her going anywhere. Let's see. Penny says, sorry, but I accidentally hit enter. I meant like King Edward's wife, who had her parties while he had mistresses all over town. Really? Oh my goodness. Things I learned today. Thank you, Penny. I'm telling you, those royals, that none of them are faithful. It's just crazy that none of them are faithful. As as Harry said, they don't marry for love. So, and that really, really, really shows. Lydia says, Michelle, I do recall Judas' kiss to Meghan. Oh, okay. There was a photo of him. I don't know what the event was where he kissed her on the cheeks, but yeah. Who knows? Let's see. Petal, you do remember that there are two spares instead of one, Charlotte and Louis. Yeah, but they have already placed Charlotte in the role of Princess Anne, this stoic kind of, and the way how she's dressed, notice how she's dressed. They've already placed her in that dutiful sister, will basically sacrifice her life to support her brother kind of role for Charlotte. So think of Charlotte as the mini Princess Anne. That's the role they've already cast her in. And Louis is the court jester. He's the one that when they need someone to throw under the bus, we can, here is Louis, the comedian. Here is Louis. Yeah. Yep. That's the role they've already put him in. And so And I know one of the things Harry talked about was just being concerned about the kids coming up, with that very thing, and as he said, it's not his kids, so he doesn't have a right to, say anything about them, but it does concern him. And I would definitely, if that was my family, I would definitely be concerned as well. Jody says, he says, that's rich coming from Philadelphia, anti H&M, who predict host of difficulties they will encounter from moving away. Enough said about V Uppiter. I know. I know. And again, yeah, they were all championing the streamlined or the slim down monarchies just so they can make sure Harry and Meghan, especially Meghan, never enters that balcony. And now they have the white balcony that they all wanted. Now they're like, maybe we can bring the other white people in, you know? Yeah, as long as they know Megan is not going to be there again. So now they feel safe to bring the others in. Unbelievable. Um, let's see. Um, Alma Andrew says, I believe anyone who waited 10 years isn't about to leave. Furthermore, the lack of love is what Kate is accustomed to. Um, you know, I totally agree with you there, Alma. I don't believe she's leaving after 10 years and waiting so long and getting that ring and then getting that title. No, I don't think she's going anywhere. So um, what else? Expose news. I mentioned this documentary on the BBC about the court cases. Sienna Miller is in it. I think Hugh Grant is talking about phone hacking, and so it is on BBC. And I don't get BBC here in the US. So if anybody has seen it, I would love to hear your take. So tomorrow's episode, well, it's going to be definitely earlier. If you've seen it, if you're in the UK, if you can, I'm going to put the link in the show notes tomorrow, so that, or at least the chat, so that way you can call in and let me know, and let us know, about it. So yeah, that would be really awesome. So again, it says we will expose news, which is Graham Johnson's site. We're talking about uh, live tweeting it when it was playing, but obviously I couldn't watch it anyway because it wasn't playing in the US. And it's called Scandalous Phone Hacking on Trial. And this is this is what the trial is that's going on. Well, this is because Sienna Miller was with the Sun when she sued them. And so, but all of that stuff, a lot of the same people, the same legal team and all of that stuff is representing Harry's team against the Mirror, and they're also going to go and represent them against the Daily Mail or NGN. So yeah, very interesting. I heard it was really good, got great reviews, and I am looking forward to seeing it. So there. Jody says, Dan Wooten let us know the balcony should be all white in should be all white. He's like agreed as well. He's like agreed as well. Okay. Yeah, he tweeted something about about the balcony being white, which is what they wanted. They don't want a person of color. They don't want the blackface on that balcony. They want the white balcony. And so that's what they want. It's very, very sick, extremely sick. And again, they're not shy about their racism. So there you go. But anyways, let me say one more. And yes, I have to go off and call my dad. Let's see. Um, Baron said he saw it. Some squatty sent it to him. So awesome. So did he say? Did he talk about it? I if he talked about it, maybe tomorrow's podcast you can share. Hopefully, I get to see it. I'm trying. I'm trying to figure out how to be able to. I was told I need to get a VPN and whatever that is. I was like, what is that? And how do I do it? And how do I get it on my computer? So we'll see. I'm hoping to be able to see it. And so maybe tomorrow or the next day, be able to talk about it. But if anybody, I know our squatties are sleeping, UK squatties are sleeping, but hopefully they'll see this tomorrow. And if they watch it, they can come on the show and share about it. All right, so that's it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you to our awesome moderators who are on, Lydia and Karen M. I didn't see Cookies and Cream and Trish Nelly tonight. It is late, so thank you guys for taking care of the chat. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Uh, Thank you to our 2 Cents Crew members who support the channel on a monthly basis. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, 2 Cents Crew. And also to all of you who support in the chat, whether it's super thanks, super chat, super stickers, all of it. Thank you so much. Or PayPal and Cash App. Thank you for your support. And I do need to update this. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I will chat with you tomorrow. Please take care of yourselves. And again, if you are new here, please subscribe. Even if you're not, subscribe, click the notification bell so you know when we drop a video. Please like and share this video. And please join the 2 Cents Crew if you're able. And I will tomorrow I will be sending out an invite for our next book club, a 2 Cents book club. So that would be awesome. So thank you guys. Have a great night. I love you all, and I shall see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow.